Food markets only. Food markets only.
Meet Susie Smart, she is so bright. On her blackboard you can write. She has a desk, she has a seat. What's your name, my dolly sweet?
My name is Susie Smart.
She can talk!
She can talk, but can she add?
2 plus 2 is 4. Cat, C-A-T.
You can spell!
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how
You recite!
Press the button, she says a dozen things, complete with desk, blackboard, and seat. Susie Smart, sold at food markets only.
This. All right. I'll swing by for a minute, allow them to envy me, grab a handful of popcorn shrimp, and blow out of there. This. All right. I'll swing by for a minute, allow them to envy me, grab a handful of popcorn shrimp, and blow out of there. This. All right. I'll swing by for a minute, allow them to envy me, grab a handful of popcorn shrimp, and blow out of there. This. All right.
All right, I guess he's going to swing by. Hey, package total, William E. What's happening? I'm not paying a bit of attention to who is online or what they're doing or anything. I'm just going to start working on my project. And my project was right behind me when I was on the other night, and it was so blatant that I didn't see it. But here's what's gonna happen. When I got sick, I ended up with not doing the videos that went with most of my metal detecting hunts. And I did a few of them, got released as retro relics videos, but I have like this banker's box, one of those cardboard boxes they keep all the files in, and it is full of plastic bags, zippy lock bags. And in those zippy lock bags are things that I found. I'm trying to find the camera I want. Yeah, I guess that's going to be the one. Let's see if I can get it out here a little bit. We're going to use... Anyway, what I'm going to do, I don't want to haul pull tabs and bottle caps and screws and all that junk with me when I move. So what I'm going to do is just take these bags one at a time, and we're going to go through them and throw away the trash and move the good stuff over into other containers until such time as I can get them categorized. Now, some of the bags are marked on them where they were and when they were. Other ones, no, they're just plastic bags full of stuff. I am hoping at some point I will find the SIM card that I took out of my camera to transfer everything over, and that I can actually put this stuff together with what's on that SIM card. But if that does not happen, I can at least make some short clips out of these and show some of the better finds, not to be confused with the, oh, there's some trash in here and I'm not hauling it. I'm just not gonna do it. The goal is to get this giant box down to maybe a shoebox, because anything I don't have to take is a blessing. So we're doing the Deadbeat Club. And like I said, I just grabbed a handful of bags. I have no idea when these were hunted, where they were hunted, but I do know one thing. I need to get a trash bin over here, because there's going to be some trash. There's going to be some trash. Okay, so I got a little plastic bin here I can throw scrap metal in. Let me find another one that I can put good stuff in. It's not going to have to be as big. I got some little plastic bags we'll use for that. So, without further ado, that's what we're going to do for a little while this morning, because my back is killing me and I don't really want to do much. Let me say hi to everybody. I see Package Total, William E., Mike the Greek. It says there's 7 people here, but those are the only ones who are showing their faces. I guess everybody else is too embarrassed to be hanging out in here. Okay, got a little bag. Don't know what's in it. Just gonna dump it out here. And we'll start putting things under the, if they're important, we'll put them under the microscope. Otherwise, probably not. Show you. This bag has nothing written on it. No date, no place, no nothing. This is just a bag. Looks like a lot of junk, but I do see some coins. So let me flip to that camera so we can sort of see what kind of pile of junk we got here. I'm just going to kind of shove these things. I actually know where this was. This was in Georgia. And the reason I know it was in Georgia is because I remember I had never found one of these before. This is a cap. Oops, trying to focus the wrong camera. It's a cap that you put on a water hose. And I had never found one before. I remember where I was. I was at a school. It's like a special ed school where they send kids who have autism and other assorted behavioral issues. So I don't know whether that qualifies as a keeper or a junker. There's T-Rap. Hey, T-Rap. So for now, I'm going to keep it with the good stuff. only because I never found one before. And we have your classic paper clip. Don't need to keep that. And these are just, it was like 7 something in the morning, and I think I've already done the video on this because I think I remember showing on my phone it was like 7 something in the morning, and it was already like 98% humidity, and it was miserable out there. Don't think I'm going to keep that and haul that. And don't need to take that to Michigan with me. I got a zipper pull here. I don't usually keep them. I have a couple, the real fancy ones that I'm going to keep, but I don't think I need to keep that. See, a lot of this stuff, I just don't need to haul this to Michigan. I can just show it, and there you have that. Here's, I think this is a tire weight. Now, I do keep buttons, and I do keep, like, square nails, and I keep these different brand name. This one is a Lee brand, Lei. Grommet off some jeans. And I don't really need a washer. I got plenty. See, a lot of this stuff is just going in the bye-bye box. Here's a corner bracket. Real bad shape. Pretty crusty. I think that can go in the waste basket. The rest of the items are keepers. We have a, I wish my glasses were better so I could read this. But, oops, upside down. Maybe I can put it under the, and see, I'm too close to the camera to get it to focus. Maybe I can put it under the scope, because it's a cool thing. It's just, I found me a robot. If anybody knows who this robot is, does he belong to some series of some kind? I found him. He's kind of cute. And then I've got 4 coins coming up. So if anybody knows what kind of robot that is, we'll I'll put him and my hose cap and my button in a bag so I know they were together. We'll figure out who he is and where he came from. Now, money I'm going to put in a separate container. I'm taking all the money out, putting it in a jar. So we'll start out. I think this is a really bad looking nickel. It's too small to be a quarter. Yeah, it's definitely a nickel. I can't read it. But after I get all the money sorted out, I will go through it. Yeah, see, I don't know anything. Okay, he's from Minecraft. Then I can ask my nephew who that is, and he will be able to tell me exactly because he's a Minecraft fanatic. Okay, so I got a nickel. And brush over here to clean some of this. I said I'm not going to clean the money right now. I'll brush it off in a little bit and see if we can, maybe one day we'll stick all the monies under the scope. Another penny. And this particular day I remember really well. It was one of the strangest detecting days I ever had. Looks like the Enderman in Minecraft, but they are usually all black. Like I said, if he's a Minecraft dude, my niece's son will be able to tell me, because that kid is addicted to Minecraft. He has some health issues, so he doesn't normally get to go outside, and like he can't roughhouse and do any of that kind of stuff. So they try not to get on him too much about playing Minecraft, because he has so few things that he can do, that if it's something that he can get some enjoyment out of, they have no problem. I mean, sometimes they'll tell him, hey, you've had enough, turn it off. But in general, they don't mind him playing, because there's so many things he's not allowed to do for health reasons. So anyway, he will know. I'm going to put a note in here. I know exactly where I was. I don't know the exact date, but I remember this being part of one of the videos that I already did, because it was an insufferable day. Okay, so we got one that we got a bunch of junk out of. Oh, here's a great big bag with more bags inside. This one's gonna be good. This was at the VFW here in Virginia, the next town up the road, and it was the first time that I went detecting with my buddy Fig Newton and his friend Tommy, and we weren't really having the best of luck. But the place has been picked over and picked over. And this bag has trash and all kinds of stuff in it. Well, last night, when I was showing some of the random things I had in a plastic box, one of the things I showed was, let me get this out, an item that actually goes with this collection. And what it was is this medal from Fiesta 2007, an event that happened somewhere down in Louisiana. Uh, and it's like a lapel pin, might have been their equivalent of a lanyard. But this was also found at that location with the stuff that's in this bag. So that I do know, because it was one of the few things that I thought, hey, that's pretty cool. That's different. I don't usually keep pull tabs, but so I don't know. I don't keep them. There's a lady I know uh, that collects them. So I just throw those in a bag, and every time I see her, I give those to her. So I don't, unless I'm just gonna take a end of the hunt uh, photo. I don't keep pull tabs or bottle caps, that kind of stuff. I have a little bag. I put those in, and I have a lady that takes them. So now this, I know if I find that card, the video is on the card. I never made the video. And boy, there's gonna be a bunch of dirt and junk come out of this bag. It is full mostly of trash, and I see pull tabs in it, among other junk. Okay. So let's see what we got here. Oh, this is funny. I don't know. This is a leaf off of some sort of metal sculpture, and I thought maybe I could use it in an art piece. So I kept that. Uh, we have a tie down. You usually find a lot of tent stakes and tie downs out there because they have a flea market there. Well, a lot of the stuff is just pure tea junk. I mean, junk. Like, I don't need that tent tie down. I do not need these chunks of aluminum foil. Like I said, these bags, most of them haven't been gone through. They came straight out of my finds bag. And I put them aside to film the ends of videos because I like to show everything I find. I don't like to just show the goodies. I want people to realize you find more junk than good stuff. There's a Pepsi cap. See, don't need that. More junk. Pull tab. Bottle cap. Pull tab. Unidentified piece of aluminum. More junk. More junk. Piece of some kind of weather stripping or something. And more junk. See, I don't need to haul all this junk to Michigan. Now, down in my storage shed, I have a great big blue tub, and I fill that thing up with scraps And when it's full, sometimes I'll take it down to the recycle place. Oops, I dropped something. I don't know what it was. Whatever it was, I'll find it later. Now this is kind of cool. This took me a minute to figure out what it was. And it's part of a cap gun. It says Cheyenne on it, and you can see the part that comes down where you would have your trigger mechanism and everything. So that's kind of cool. And I will probably use that in one of my sculptures. I do make art pieces, so I have some bullets. So that was kind of a cool piece. Oh yeah, here's another little piece of it that broke off. And we this is interesting. This is part of a lock. It's missing, the hoop has been cut off, but I thought it was cool because it had Popular Mechanics on it. So I'll probably keep that. And this is a bead. I didn't realize at first it was a bead. But when it's wet, it's turquoise colored. So I don't really know exactly what kind of bead it is, but I have a piece of software that I can put beads and that sort of thing under, and it will identify what they are, if they're plastic, if they're acrylic, if they're a genuine stone. So that one will go under the identification software. We'll find out what it is. This is the back of a stick pin. I keep these because sometimes I find the pins with no back, so I do keep those. A tarp grommet, don't need that. And the rest is coins. Some pretty grubby ones, as a matter of fact. There's a green quarter that I'm pretty sure is a national parks quarter because I can see the little ring around the edge of the artwork. So we got a quarter there. I believe this is a dime. Like I said, I just pulled 5 or 6 bags out. We're going to go through them, see what is in there. Throw the trash in the trash. Try to lighten the load. I will be coming back through the coins. I'm not sure what this is. It's the size of a dime, but it doesn't really look like a dime. It might be. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a rosy. And then a couple of pennies. And they come out of the ground real strange here. Yep, part of the trigger guard and the main part of the action. I looked and the rest of the gun wasn't. I couldn't find the rest of it. That was all I got. So out of that, I kept the pieces of the cap gun, the big green metal leaf, the big bead of unknown origin, but it feels like some kind of stone. The Fiesta 2007 lapel pin and the Popular Mechanics padlock, and everything else went in the trash. Now, like I said, I know exactly when and where this was filmed. So, and I know I did not make the video, so, and I want to make the video on this one if I can at all find the footage, because it does have my friends Tom and Fig in it, and it was the first time we had ever gone hunting together. And Tommy works down at our local rec center, so we see him down at the park a lot. And oh boy, here's a good one. This is, I went to multiple places in the next county over from where I live. Some of these things I know where I found, but this is from March 19th, 2021, which is right before I had the pulmonary embolism and pretty much stopped being able to detect. So, yeah, I haven't decided how I'm going to clean some of this stuff up yet. Right now, I just want to get the garbage out. This is just a big piece of aluminum foil. I went to 3 or 4 parks on this particular trip. Some kind of food package. See, a lot of this is trash. Now this, it has turned now where you really can't read it. But this is a Copenhagen lid, but it's not a new one. It has rusted back up. So this I'm going to try and salvage, because it does have the writing is raised on it, and I found that down by the farmers market. And then there's a squashed Pepsi can. Some of these I'm not even putting them under the thing. Aluminum foil. I'll put the good ones under. Couple real old tent stakes. Like I said, this was down by where they have a farmer's market. I don't know if they have it there anymore. More aluminum foil. More aluminum can. More aluminum foil. Like I said, I just put these bags in my finds bag. I put these Ziploc bags in there. I write on them where I went, where I'm going, most of the time. And instead of throwing stuff in the bottom of the finds bag, I try to hit the plastic bag with it. And so that way I can just come home and take it out and set it aside to do the video. Well, I set these aside to do the videos, and the videos never happened because I got sick and just stuff never happened. Like I said, I'm just picking some stuff out we're going to look at in a minute, and I'm throwing the rest in the trash just to get it out of the way. because there's a lot of aluminum can trash. This one does have a little bit of money in it, not much. Couple of pull tabs. A lot of trash. Lot of trash. And a lot of dirt. Bottle top, bottle top, bottle top. Oh yeah, there's an interesting piece. Yeah, I figured I was going to do this anyway, so I might as well do it online, see if I pick up any view time. But if nothing else, I'll have a record of what was in all these bags, and I can get it down to a much smaller amount of stuff. I am trying to read the stream, but I'm having a little problem with my eyes. They started me on some new medicine today, so every time they do that, I end up having to kind of readjust my eyesight. This IgG4 disease, we don't know enough about it at this point. They haven't really had an expert examine me because the expert's in Michigan. So I think the rest is dirt. I forgot who it was. I think it was Ram Detecting. He came up with the term that one day all he found was dirt and worms. And that's about right. This was kind of a dirt and worms bag. Ooh, there's a dime. Okay, there was a lot of aluminum foil and just junk in there. And we already looked at my Copenhagen cap. See what else I got here. Get up and get my brush. Ooh, I got me a bullet to go with my gun. If I can read it. Probably not until after it's cleaned. But I see no point in cleaning this stuff till I pick the good things out. This, I can't tell what this is. It's got some kind of gold trim looking thing on the edge. It almost looks like a megaphone or something, but it could just be part of a can. I don't know until I clean it up. Another one of those mystery items. Oh, here's a goodie. Not quite. I'm usually pretty good with tools, but this one, I mean, it's obviously some sort of socket, but I've never seen one like this before, so I don't know exactly what it is. I'm going to show it to you how I found it, which is like that. But it is magnetic and it comes apart. So if anybody knows what kind of socket this is, it's obviously a socket. I do know enough about tools to know that, but I've never encountered one like this. The end, this end spins, and it plugs into that other piece. I can't find a brand name of any. Oops, maybe I just did. I'll have to get it under the scope to read it, but it does have a name on it. Let's see if we can get it under the scope. It might be a Craftsman. I don't know. Well, hard to do this. It keeps rolling. YOCA something something. Well, I'll have to get it cleaned better, but anyway, the two pieces fit together magnetically. There's no writing on the outside. You have to take that piece out to ascertain what that is. So, but we'll be keeping that. Found somebody cute. Wipe the dirt off. Like I said, these have not been cleaned in any way, shape, or form. Da-da-da. That is a charming little charm. I don't think it has any markings on it at all of any kind. So, yeah, I do not own a rock tumbler. I would like to own one, but it's just one of those many things on the list that I don't have. As I think it was William last night made a comment about me having a lot of equipment to move for my broadcasts, and that's not true. When I say this is the Lodo show, this really is the Lodo show. And pretty much all the equipment that I have was gifted. I started out, I did my first metal detecting video on my iPhone, I think it was iPhone 6, maybe iPhone 5, and my phone overheated. And so I did a couple of those. And then, if you are not familiar with the channel Iffy Signals, Mike over at Iffy Signals sent me a note and said, I just upgraded all my equipment. Would you like to have my GoPro 3? So he sent me a GoPro 3 and a little Canon, Canon Power Shot. Now, I used the Canon PowerShot mostly to take the stills for the wrap-ups on the videos. So that's my high dollar equipment there, a GoPro 3. And then my friend Susan gave me this really old Fuji something, but it is water, shock, dust, and freeze proof, and it takes stills and movies, not particularly fast, but that was my backup camera. And then I got another GoPro 3, just like the one Iffy Signals gave me, as a backup. And I discovered they eat batteries very quickly. So I did buy some batteries. And I bought a kit that has all the little attachments, the bracket that you can hook onto your harness, and one you can put around your head, and one that goes around your wrist, and a whole bunch of things that I have no idea what they do. And that's, and a little tripod, and that's it. Then as far as the indoor stuff, I got a really, really cheap camera off Amazon that does not work well. It won't focus. And then I got a Logitech, I think it's 920. It's not a real high-end job. And it got broken not too long ago, and Mark Thomas sent me a new one. My microscope was a gift from Handy Andy 736, and the stand for it was a gift from Archaeology Mikey. That's it. Oh, and I found one of those loop lights, the round lights, at a yard sale for $5. Well, I know why it was $5. Doesn't work very well. I don't use it most of the time. So basically, my big collection is a big pile of other people's leftovers that I try to make work. And then the iPhone that I use periodically is an iPhone 7S. So I do not have high dollar fancy equipment at all. Not that I wouldn't like to, but I don't. Primarily because I would rather put the money, what little I had, into the detecting equipment. Okay, now the rest of this is almost all coins, except this piece. Oh, we didn't finish with this little guy. He's Annette, good morning. We're just looking at, we finally found the box with all the finds bags in it. So we're going through looking at some of that stuff. So anyway, that little guy, we're going to keep him. I got a lot more stuff in the trash bin than I do in the keep it bin. Okay, this bag had a lot of change in it. This is not change. I took me a while to figure out, based on looking at the back, that is actually glue right there. So what I believe this to be is the little round container that eye makeup would be in a eyeshadow palette. Do I need to keep that? No. Am I going to keep it? Yes. And the reason is I have another bag that has a whole bunch of these with different shapes. And so I'm going to use them to make an art piece. Okay, so now I've got, this must have been nickel day, because there's a few nickels in here. Now all the money, I'll clean it up later and look at it, but I'm just throwing it all in one container, and then when I get to the end of all the bags, I'll count it up. There's a 2,000, another nickel. Yeah, this must have been nickel day, third nickel. This one's really crusted and dirt. Yeah, none of this stuff has even been brushed off. So, can't really tell you. There's another nickel, so that's 20 cents so far on that day. And here's another one. 25. I think that's a dime. Yeah. 35. 45. And 4 pennies. So I got 49 cents. The little pin, the very strange socket that I don't know what it's for, a bullet, a Copenhagen lid, and a little makeup tub. So that was what I did on March 19th of 21. And all the rest that was in there was trash. Trashy trash. Okay, this one has a sticker, says Hillsville Education Park. Yeah, it's real hard to get in there because it's right by the high school, and usually the park is full of kids. But one of the coolest things I found over there, or anywhere around here actually, this is a new bag. I got me an aeroplane. I'll have to switch cameras to show you my aeroplane. It's pretty cool. Here we go. Got me a plane. It's a jet. It's a fighting plane. And it's pretty much all there. The wheels are gone. But other than that, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool dude right there. One of my favorite finds. And then I'm not sure what this is. It may be part of a flashlight or something. It's got a spring in it like a battery would go in that end. Don't know what that is. Piece of fence going in the trash. Let me find something to put over this, and this might be a better showcase, actually. Oh, not that. That's important. Oh, for those who have been asking, I am still moving up the housing ladder in Michigan. I am now in, I think I'm number 22. Give me a little better background. Some of these pieces are bigger. This, I don't know what this is. It's like part of somebody's trophy. I can see part of a name on it, where it looks like it says part of the name Bailey, maybe. I can see the AILEYS, and then underneath little V20. So it looks like the plate off a trophy that somebody cut up, like maybe it was wrong or something. I have no idea, but I'm keeping that. This, I don't know what it is, but it is cute. First, the item that I'm going to show you is magnetic. But it's got like this really, I don't know if it was just like a magnet that you would put on a refrigerator or what, but it's got a really cool stone in it, but it is a magnet. And I got the weirdest reading on this. And the reason I got this weird reading, it was actually stuck on a square nail. I don't find very many square nails in the middle of kids' playgrounds. So that tells me that at some point in time there must have been an old house on that property. There's another piece of wire. 3 more pull tabs. We can put them in the dump. I think I must have dumped most of it, but there's not usually a lot of trash in that park. Let me see, and then I got 25. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31 cents. So that was pretty much it for that park. I remember I had to leave that park, and I was finding stuff, but I had to leave because soccer practice started, and there must have been like 30 soccer teams all showed up at once. And so I had to get out of there. And it's one of the places I want to go back to again. I've just been too sick to really do that. So I ended up with, out of this big old bag, I ended up with that. And I have the sticker on there where it was from. I don't know if I have the footage for it or not. We shall see. So I'm going to grab a couple more, and then I got to do some other things today. But I'm just reaching in the box, grabbing things out, and just seeing what's in there. Yeah, one of the things I got to do, I ran out of key rings, and I've got 3 or 4 people I got to make key rings for. So they're supposed to be coming in my Walmart delivery with my groceries later. Hi, Digging Up Carolinas. I really appreciate everybody being in here, hanging out with me. Just like I said, I'm showing now. Oh, this must have been a heck of a day. Doesn't say on here where I got this. I got this great big bag, and it's got 1 coin down in the bottom of it. 1 coin. Must not have been a real good hunting day. Let me see what that coin is. It is it is a District of Columbia quarter. Now, I'm going to set that one over here on the side because I use those in my car wash quarters books, and I'm going to consider if I pulled it out of the ground, that's as good as pulling it out of the car wash. So I might need that in somebody's giveaway book. Okay. This says VFW ring something I can't read, but I know what ring it's talking about. And that was also in that box I showed last night. This was something I thought was a Cracker Jacks. It was all smashed. It was right by my car. It was the last thing I found. And I thought it, like I said, I thought it was Cracker Jacks token. Well, it turned out to be a ring from the 1933 Chicago World Exhibition. I wish it was one of the gold ones, but it's not. But it's still, see if I can get it to focus. It's not going to focus. That's the camera that doesn't focus. It's stuck in one spot. So let me see if I can get it over here under the scope. But this is a really cool ring, and it was definitely the find of the day once I got it home and realized what it was. And I'm still going to work on it a little more because I have a metal ring sizer and a small rubber mallet that you use to shape jewelry. And so I'm going to put this on there and see if I can get it a little bit better than I did. Upside down, here we go. But I had to research this one for a while. But it is from the Chicago exhibition. There's the date, 1933. It was like a centennial, 1833 to 1933 for Chicago, which I think is a really, really cool find. That's one of my favorites. I have it over here in this other box because I am trying to work on it and get it in a little better shape. And I didn't want to lose it. But yeah, that was found the same day as all of this garbage I'm about to show you. And I mean, I was actually putting my detector in my car and it went off, and I thought I had just gotten too close to the car. But then I realized, well, no, I'm kind of far from the car, so let me dig this up, and that's what I found. Let me see. Here we go. This is the top of an old style early pull tab can. Here's somebody's lunch, probably Vienna sausage or something. Now these are going to confuse you. And I asked them if they wanted them back, and they said no. These are numbers. There's a 0 or a 6 or a 9, depending. And this is a 0 that's bent. These were the numbers that they originally used to number the spaces at the VFW flea market lot. The problem was when the pavement got hot, they would come up and they would end up out in the grass. The lawnmower would run over them, and so they just ended up all over the place. And they decided they weren't going to put them back down. They were just going to paint the numbers on. So here's some more junk. More junk. More junk. More junk. More junk. Part of an old beaver tail pull tab. Another bottle cap. A nut. And that's it. So, out of that whole day, the only thing I had was these 3 numbers. And then, as I was getting in the car, I found that 1933 Expo ring. I found not a dime, not a penny, not a single coin of any kind. Just trash on trash. So that was, but the ring made the whole deal worth the stop. At least in my opinion. That ring is really cool. Yeah, one of my, the one that doesn't do the autofocus got knocked off the desk. It did autofocus until I did that. And I found a video the other night that is supposed to tell you how to fix that. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm gonna try it. Okay, now this, I think came from what I call Junk Park, which is our local park up the street, and it has been there for so long. It's been picked and picked and picked, but it's full of junk because they've had everything down there from demo derby to horse races to lawnmower racing, a fiddler's convention, you name it, they've had it in that park. And people throw their trash on the ground. Yeah, like this right here, I can't decide if it's a ring or not. I'll show you in a minute. Let me get some of this dirt off of here. Here's some of the token junk. Broken pair of sunglasses. Some kind of piece of plastic grommet thing. Full tab. I'm not sure what this went on. I'm going to put these under the other camera so we can make decisions on them. Oh, wrong button. There we go. the scope here. This is the thing that I can't decide if it's a ring or not. I thought it was at first, but then I thought it was like one of those tungsten or, But then I discovered it has a hole right in the top there, which I cannot decide. I don't see any screw in thing. So maybe it had a stone in it. Maybe it's not a ring at all. I have no idea. It's about the right size for a ring, but I'm just not sure. This is another one of those. This one, I don't think it's a ring. I don't know what it is, but it had something attached right there. Some kind of loop or something that goes on a tent. I don't know, but it's pretty heavy. Then we got, how about this? I don't know what I got here. It looks like $1. Yeah, I got a dollar coin. That's pretty cool. See who it is. Oh, Abraham Lincoln. That's cool. Got us a whole dollar. Woohoo. So that was a good find. And then 3 pennies and a dime. So really out of that bag, the only thing that might be anything is the dollar coin and the might be a ring, might not be a ring. For the sake of identification, I'm going to keep the dollar coin with the ring, because all I know is it came from Phelps Park. So, all the rest of what was in that bag went into the trunk. This box right here, this will work really well for what I need. Little cardboard box here. I'm putting all the stuff that I kept in, and some of it will probably go on the second trip through. But yeah, I went from, let me get on this other bag here and show you how much stuff I have thrown away so far. Just out of the few. All of that stuff is trash that I will not be hauling to Michigan, and that's just a small number of bags that I went through. And then this little cardboard box is only half full, and of course it'll be even less full when I get rid of the plastic bags. So I have gotten rid of quite a bit already. And then I have this little tray right here that has change in it. So instead of carrying all this crap, and I still have this huge banker's box that is over half full of just tons of plastic bags. And like I said, I'll still be able to identify most of these if I do find the video clips. But if not, I can take some shorts out of here. I don't know what that is. What's this? It says... Okay, this one, there never was any film. Yeah, a couple times I got out there and my camera batteries were dead or whatever. This one has a little envelope that says, what does it say? Hunt not filmed, stopped on way home from the wellness center and went by the rec park. So this was never filmed. And I either didn't find any trash or, well, yeah, because there's pull tabs in there, but didn't find any big trash. And since this was never filmed, we'll see what's in it. We got, well, I'm going to switch since this is mostly coins. I'm going to do these last 3 bags, and then I got to package up some stuff. Got to package. Oops, that was supposed to go in there. Okay, yeah, I got to package William's pinpointer that he won last night, and I sold a hat on eBay. So I got to package that. And as soon as my keychains get here, I can finish those. Hey, Jeff. How are you doing today? We're just looking at bags full of old finds that I'm pulling the trash out, throwing them away, and that way I can do whatever I'm going to do with the finds. If I can find the footage for them, I'll make videos. If I can't find the footage for them, I'll just use these as shorts. Okay, we got a quarter. A bottle cap, a nail, and 2 pull tabs in the trash. A state park quarter of some type. We'll clean these up a little bit later on so we can try to figure out what they are. I'm just separating the monies. Another quarter of some kind. I was finding quarters that day. Like I said, this is one that it says right on the envelope I didn't have my camera. So I just, there's a dime. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pennies. Somebody must have locked themselves out of their locker or something, because I found the lock insert to a lock and 1 nickel. So just stuff. I think I got one more bag over here before I quit. Put that over there. I'm surprised. No, I've got 2 more bags. I haven't hit anything with a ring in it except for that 1933 Chicago exhibition ring. That was a real cool deal there. Okay, this one just says 329, so I'm guessing it was 329.21 because I was too sick to be out 329.22. We're gonna throw away a bunch of this stuff, I can tell. But yeah, I see no reason to keep this piece of fence, tent stake, aluminum, bottle cap I can't read, piece of rust. This, I'm not sure. It might be some kind of a window handle or something. Some kind of mechanism that opens a window or something. I don't know. But I don't think I need it. I don't think I need to take it to Michigan with me. And then let's see what we got in the money pot. Da, 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 da. Okay. We got a quarter. I think that's a quarter. Yeah. That looks like George to me. Yeah, some kind of. So we got 25. What? $30. $35. 45. 55. 65. 75. 77 cents in class. Pretty good for what I'm guessing was a short hunt. So the only thing in there worth keeping that day was clad. There wasn't anything. Wasn't anything. But I like money. I keep money. Yeah, some of you, speaking of mail calls, some of you should be getting packages here in the next day or so. I finally got a lot of them out. I still got about 7 or 8 to go. But considering I had over 30 at one point, anyway, yeah, a bunch of you Whoa, this bag. I picked it up upside down and it wasn't zippy and thumping stuff. This one, I'm not even sure where I was. I wrote where I thought I was. Thought I was down at the junk park. Okay, let me just go over here and dump it out. And we'll figure it out from there. This is going to be the last one for now. There's a lot of stuff in here. Big old chunk of iron. Might have been part of a plow or something. I'll move the, yeah, let's see, just a chunk. Some bottle cap stuck to can slaw. Piece of fence. Piece of aluminum foil. Must have been by the hot dog stand. This I have not figured out yet. We're going to look at that one in a minute. Sometimes I find these things, I have no idea what they are. Another piece of that metal. Tent grommet or tarp grommet. Pull tab, bottle cap. Now you see why I call this place Junk Park. Aluminum fence. Another piece of chunk of iron. Tomorrow I'll find all kinds of weird things on the floor down here. I have to get Sandy to come clean it up. Pull tab. This wasn't a very productive day, but I do have a couple things to show you when I get to the end of this pile of trash. More junk, more junk, more junk. More junk. More junk, more junk, more junk. This is a big mountain of junk. And, okay. I round all this junk up. I'm going to put it in this bag. And put it right in the trash. And now I'll show you what was left. Oh, oops, more trash. Okay. Once I got rid of all that, I got part of a toy car. There's one more wheel. I got 3 wheels. I can make a trike out of it. It's actually like a trailer of some kind, I think. But it's hard to say. That goes in the junkyard. And then I got 10, 20, 25, 26, and part of number 27, which of course is zinking. So I got 27 cents, a busted down car, and then I got this. I don't know what this is. It is so covered in corrosion that I can't figure out. I kind of thought it might be a skeleton key based on this part and the shaft coming up, but there's so much crud on it that the only way I will ever figure it out is to hit it with some electrolysis or something. But out of that whole great big bag, that was it. That was all I got. So, anyway, I still have over a half of a banker's box full of things like this. I know there's rings in there, and in a couple of the bags for sure. I just, like I said, once I got sick, I was too sick to do anything with any of this stuff. I made 4 or 5 videos, and then I misplaced the SIM card that I had taken out of the GoPro. So I could no longer even do that. That's kind of why I'm just filming this stuff now. I figured I could take these videos like this and make some shorts out of them, and at least the finds would get out there, because some of it's kind of some neat stuff, like that 1933 Chicago ring. That's kind of a neat piece. But I got sick almost immediately after I got to Virginia. I had not planned on staying here, and I was at my sister's, and I was living in the cabin, staying in the cabin, and I went up into the main house to show her something that I had created, and anyway, when I was going back outside, it had started raining, and I slipped and fell on her handicap ramp and bruised or cracked, that they never really ascertained which, 5 ribs. So I really couldn't do much of anything. I couldn't drive. I couldn't do anything. And they think that might be why I ended up with that blood clot in my lung. So anyway, that happened in September, and I started feeling really bad around March, and I was out metal detecting at a school and collapsed in a field out there. It took me about 2 hours to get myself home. I didn't have any cell phone reception. So that June, I had that pulmonary embolism, and it has taken me all this time now to recover. And sporadically, there were a few metal detecting trips, but not very many. But I still had all this stuff that I hadn't made videos from Georgia. So I've been trying, I tried to make sure I got all the Georgia stuff done. But I had kept all this stuff so I could do the wrap-ups on the videos. And it never happened because I'd get over one sick and have a different sick. Uh, November of 2022, first I got influenza A. Before I got done with the influenza A, I got COVID. Uh, I was just getting over the COVID, and I got uh, gallstones. Had to go to the hospital for that. Uh, Finally was getting over that, and then I had a Watchman implant put in my heart, and that was supposed to fix a whole bunch of things, and I felt a lot better. But then it developed a blood clot on the outside of my heart, but the Watchman stopped it from getting in there. So anyway, then I had to go back on the blood thinners, which make me dizzy and make me act stupid. And about a week after I went back on them, I slipped and fell off the bottom step of the local transit bus and sprained my ankle. And what else did I? Oh, ripped a big old place in my arm that needed about 8 stitches. And so now I'm still working on getting over that and fighting with the bus company. They're trying to intimidate me. And they call me. They called where I live. First of all, they didn't even know for sure that's where I live. That's just where I got on the bus. But anyway, the lady in the office told them that I lived here, which is a violation of my HIPAA rights. And so anyway, I got them. I just want to, all I want them to do is pay for the medical stuff. I wasn't going to go after them legally because I was more interested in getting ready to move to Michigan, which right now I am, I believe, number 20, either 20 or 22 on the list. I've been moving up really fast. So I should be getting to Michigan probably end of September. Yeah, this is all change that came out of those few bags that I opened. Plus, there's a $1 coin that I put back in the bag because I wanted to use it as an identifier. Well, let's just see what we got here. There's 25, 50, 75. 125. 150. 175. Looks like there's probably about $5 here. All totaled, not counting that dollar. But that's just out of the few bags that I've done. So, and I have a bunch in a jar that was from 2021, 22, from the videos I already did. I don't know now. I know 2019, 2020, when I cashed that in, I had about $150. I won't have anywhere close to that on this because I didn't get out much, but it's all money. That's another reason I'm doing this, is so I can cash that in and use that for the move. And because one of the things that I learned when I initially started the move in September of 2020, I had no intention of staying in Virginia. I just came here to drop some things off with my sister and my niece, and then I was headed back to Michigan. Uh, and at that time, calculating the truck and the gas and the rent and deposit and all of that was going to cost me a little under $2,000. But if y'all remember, 2020 was when COVID hit. So nobody was moving. All the prices went up. And so I had to recalculate it again. And I was supposed to be leaving in June of 2021. And so then I recalculated it then, and of course the truck rental and the apartment rental and everything rental went up, and then it was about $500 more. Well, I just did the recalculation the night before last, because since I fell off the bus and had 2 heart surgeries and all this other stuff, I can't pack the truck myself as I had planned to do. So now I've had to, number one, adjust the gas price. I've had to adjust the rent price. And I've had to add money on for people to pack the truck, which raised the price of the move another almost $500. Fortunately, when I get to Michigan, I do not have to pay anybody to unload the truck, because I have like the best friends in the whole freaking world in Michigan. Some of them I have known for years. Some of them I know through uh, the metal detecting community and the coin community, who have all rallied and say, they will come and help offload the truck. So at least I don't have to pay that extra $250 on both ends. So that's another reason I'm doing this. I'm trying to make the truck as light as possible. Some of the stuff that I was originally going to take, I went on Facebook Marketplace and looked around the area that I'm planning on moving to, and I see no reason to carry this great big half worn out chair when I can buy one that looks better than this off of Facebook Marketplace or out of a thrift store for $25. So unless it's got personal attachment, like I've got a couple pieces of furniture my dad built, and I have my original bedroom furniture that came with the house we moved into in Florida in 1940. It's 1930s furniture, and it's really cool, so I'm keeping that. But like my desk, I saw much nicer desks on there for like 25, $30. So I'm just going to sell off all, for whatever I can. But I'm getting rid of things like all this junk that's mixed in with my finds, and fishing out all the change. Um, there's a couple of rings that I'm going to sell because they're not wearable. They're gold, but they're not wearable. They are, I found them both in the same place, actually. It's pretty funny. Um, one of them is just crushed beyond being wearable. You could never fix it. And the other one is missing several of the stones. So I've got photos of them. I'll cash those in. I have other rings that I won't, and because they're just beautiful, and um, I'm kind of keeping those as if I have a real serious emergency, I can get some money from them. But most of the rings I have found, even the gold ones, have been like broken, or I found one that clearly was run over by a car. So anyway, that's part of why I'm doing this, is I don't want to haul all of this stuff, just junk. I mean, you saw it. It's junk. It's pieces of aluminum cans and just stuff. But when I get the bin full, we're going to weigh it and see how much junk I actually pulled out of there. That'll be fun. We might have a guessing contest on that. Yeah, I am moving up the. Uh, I was like number 200 and something on the housing list for a long time, because people just were not moving because of whatever reasons. Um, but one of my users on here lives in the area, and he mentioned to me that another senior housing with flexible rental rates was opening within about 35-40 miles of where I was trying to get in. Now, I didn't really want to move over there, but apparently a whole lot of people wanted to move into this new one. So they're moving out of where I am trying to move into. There you go, T-Rat. Get on that bot. Tell him to shut up. So anyway, a bunch of people, I guess, applied over at this newer complex, and that's not the direction I want to go. And the one that I'm going to is really nice. And those of you who are familiar with Digging with Deej, Deej actually went down there and trying to hurry them along, get me moving up the list a little faster. And but she kind of inspected the whole place and talked to people that worked there, and looked at uh, looked at the place, and she said it's really nice and well groomed and convenient to everything I need. And even though they said they really couldn't do anything, I started moving up the list a lot faster after Deej went down there. The day she went down there, I was number 56 on the list. And then I waited about a month and checked back, and I was like number 34 or something along that line. Well, when I checked back last week, I was in the 20s. Yeah, I'm like 23, I think it is. Either 23 or 32. I'm a little dyslexic. But I have moved up very quickly in the past 2 months. And I think it's because people are moving over into that other complex. And I'm like, fine, go, get on out of here. Make room for me. So I will be checking again Monday. I usually check every other week. Uh, but I've already started packing and getting rid of things because it could happen very quickly. And once they notify me that my unit is open, uh, I'll have to move pretty quick. And I don't want to be stuck with trying to get rid of all this stuff. So I'm working on little projects like this while my ankle heals up. So that's where I'm at. You'll probably see me back on doing some more of this exact same thing, uh, because I got a lot of stuff I got to get rid of. I've already taken several loads of things to the local thrift. I've got some stuff I'm selling on eBay. I've got stuff I'm selling on the bulletin board here in my apartment complex. I've got stuff I'm selling on Facebook Marketplace. Uh, I'm just trying to do. No, that's not true, T-Rep. That's not true. Uh, Once it's ready, I have to go up there and sign the paperwork. Until I sign the paperwork, um, no payments start. I have a certain number of days in which to sign the paperwork. And then if I do not get there and sign it, they will just go on to the next person on the list and I'll have to start all over again. So I've got to make sure that when they contact me and say it's come due, then I have a certain number of days, I know how many days it is, in which to get up there and sign the paperwork and make the payment. But the payments do not start until I sign the paperwork. I just got to make sure I can get my butt up there and sign the paperwork because I sat on this waiting list for over 2 years. And we still, through all of it, never did raise the amount of money I actually need. So it's going to be really tight because the price went up, but the donations did not. I sold a good chunk of my uh, coin collection. I got a big shout out to the coin crew. They raised over $1,000. And I don't have access to this money, by the way. I mean, I do, but I don't. It's in an account that has a second person that has to sign off on everything that has gone into the donations, whether it came through PayPal or Coin Crew or however. Everything that is in there, I have to get an okay and a second signature to touch it, which so far the only thing we've touched it for is packing supplies. We did buy some bubble wrap and tape and things so I could pack things up, but I can't spend it. And there's a GoFundMe, and it's the same way. It was started by someone else on my behalf, and when it is time, that person is in Michigan, and when it is time, then that part of the money can be transferred. But if money comes into my PayPal or like somebody sent me a check the other day, I was really shocked. but that money gets deposited into the other account that, yeah, I can't touch. We figured all in all, it was going to take about $9,000 to move me because I do have medical equipment and that kind of stuff. And the GoFundMe raised, I think, 1,900, and then there was the 1,000 that the coin crew raised, and then some little odds and ends. So we actually only raised about 4,000 of the nine. So it's going to be real tight. But I have to go there because this disease that I have, there are only 3 places in the United States that are actively, seriously researching this disease. There are other places that are researching different varieties of this disease, but the one that I have is very rare, and it affects your eye socket and your brain. And there's only 3 places in the United States that are seriously doing research and studies on this particular form of the disease. And I'm not going to Massachusetts General in Boston. I don't know anybody there. The Mayo Clinic is one of them. I don't know anybody around there. The third one is the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor, and I have actually been treated at that hospital on more than one occasion, and I have a lot of friends up there. So obviously, that's the place I need to be. The specialists at Duke University told me that's where I need to be. The specialists at 2 different medical schools in Virginia have told me that's where I need to be. And that's where I was headed before all this happened, so that's where I'm going to be. So, on that note, I got to get busy. I got to ship out this eBay sale that I made and get some other stuff listed and do what I can do. Who was born at Duke? Cody was born at Duke. Yeah, it's a long ride for me to go down to Duke. I mean, they're really good to me down there. Don't get me wrong, but it's like 2.5, 3 hour ride one way for me to go down there, and they really don't have the specialists that can treat me. So I got to get where I got to get. But it's been hard because I did sprain my ankle when I fell off the bus, and I'm hobbling around and just trying to get some things done. So I thought I'd work on this for a while. What I'm kind of looking for is to see if I'm sure there's got to be a couple more rings in there somewhere that are sellable. So, all right. Well, thanks everybody for coming and hanging out with me. I sure appreciate it. I may be back on later. I can work a little and then I got to sit and rest. Today's kind of one of those I'm not moving too fast days. So, sitting in the chair sorting through stuff. At least I'm getting something done. So we'll catch up with y'all later. Oh yeah, and I gotta go get online and pay my P.O. box. I found out they'll let me pay it for only 3 months, so I'm gonna do that. Go pay that, and maybe we'll open it one day and there'll be something in it. I did get a check from a total stranger in Michigan. I have no idea who this lady is, but Sylvia, if you're out there, thank you. Much love to you. It's one of the band's fans. So, alrighty, we'll be seeing y'all later on. Thanks for hanging with me. M3 says, me, ow.